Hi. This is Mystica Temple, the advocate of truth. Some or the majority of you may be wondering what's gonna happen after Charlie Kirk's death. For those who have thought that his memory will guide their paths, they should be aware that on Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6, God says, "I will direct your steps. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths." Do not entrust your turning point to someone who was blind about the spiritual truth. At John 16:13, the scripture says, "When the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all the truth, for he will not speak on his own authority, but whatever he hears he will speak, and he will declare to you the things that are to come." What does God say about pride? At James 4:6, scripture says, "God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble." As the entire world knows, Charlie Kirk was obviously known as the man with so much anger and pride. We are all equal. No one is above anyone else except for God. We are called the children of God with equal rights to freely speak out without being mocked or crucified. But did Charlie listen to his innocent victims? No. He just belittled them and made them feel so worthless and helpless, and that is very inhuman. Pride defies God. The book of Proverbs provides wonderful lessons on the sin of pride. At Proverbs 6:16-17a, 7 things God hates, and number 1 is pride. Everyone proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. That's on Proverbs 16:5a. Why does God hate pride so much? Pride created the devil. Pride turned Lucifer, the son of the morning, into Satan, the father of the night. Among Paul's standards for a preacher was that he must be not a novice, lest being puffed up with pride he fall into the same condemnation as the devil. That's at 1 Timothy 3:6. Pride ruined humanity. In the Garden of Eden, do you think the temptation was to taste a particular kind of fruit? No, the temptation was, "You will be like God." See Genesis 3:5. At 1 Peter 5:5b, God resists the proud, but gives grace to the humble. God lines himself up in battle against the proud. Pride ruins the heart. And the seed of pride is the heart, a haughty look, a proud heart, and the plowing of the wicked are sin. Proverbs 21:4. That is, a man who plows his field without giving God thanks for sun, rain, and germination is proud. He is self-sufficient. We were born with pride and selfishness in the heart. For from within, out of the heart of men, proceed evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, murders, thefts, covetousness, wickedness, deceit, lewdness, an evil eye, blasphemy, pride, foolishness. That's at Mark 7:21-22. These things are not learned, they are part of human nature. Pride divides society. There has never been an argument, war, divorce, or church split in which pride was not the major factor. By pride comes nothing but strife. That's in Proverbs 13:10. Proverbs 28:25a, scripture says, "He who is of a proud heart stirs up strife." If God resists the proud, then the proud man is out of fellowship with God. Any man, woman, or child who is out of fellowship with God will also be out of fellowship with other people. Often, we are not trying to solve the problem, we are trying to win the argument. That is pride. You might be right and still be the problem because of your attitude. Pride brings dishonor. What does the proud person want? Praise, honor, esteem. What does he get through pride? At Proverbs 11:2, when pride comes, then comes shame. The fear of the Lord is the instruction of wisdom, and before honor is humility. That's at Proverbs 15:33. Humility, not pride, comes before honor. At Proverbs 29:23, scripture says, "A man's pride will bring him low, but the humble in spirit will retain honor." The proud man wants to be praised, petted, honored. The very thing he wants, he loses the admiration of others. He ends up not with admiration but contempt. Pride destroys souls. And pride populates hell. The Lord will destroy the house of the proud, according to Proverbs 15:25a. Pride is the road to national ruin, but God says, at 2 Chronicles 7:14, "If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, and pray and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and heal their land." Based on my mentioned scriptures, Charlie Kirk didn't have biblical prophecy connection. He had mastered the prophecy of pride and had divided society. His pride defied God, and he wanted to be like him, with lost innocent human beings bowing their heads in his honor and own agenda. Prides are not learned. They are part of human nature. Charlie Kirk's pride ruined humanity. His mission was not to solve the innocent people's problems. Instead, his goal was to always win the debate or argument. And lastly, his pride has created the devil who took away his life. Pride destroys soul, and pride populates hell. Charlie Kirk is the greatest definition of proud. Was that the reason why the Lord destroyed the house or the body of the proud? Obviously, Charlie never had the chance to ask for forgiveness, because by the time he was hit by that single bullet, he was in the middle of enjoying the ecstasy of his pride. Thank you for opening your eyes and listening to the story of a false prophet's journey. And once again, this is the advocate of truth, Mystica. Spread love and not hate.